Hey everybody, working on another project today. I'm going to be installing a couple of outside security cameras around the house. Everyone's concerned about security these days, so I figured I'm going to work on something here at my own home. I'm going to be installing this Blink XT2. It's an from Amazon. It's an outdoor-indoor wire-free HD smart security camera. It has the two-way audio, 2-year battery life, day and night HD coverage. It seems like a pretty substantial unit, and I just want to show you what's inside the box. And let me slide this open. And the box comes with your quick start guide. Thank you for purchasing. A sticker saying that my home is protected by the Blink system. We have the Blink camera. Here's the camera. Here's the front of it. So it's a pretty small unit. It's got a little bit of weight to it. We have some mounting hardware. We have looks like a base. This would mount to the base. This is a swivel mount. It's actually an extender, I believe, that goes. You could mount this directly to the wall, or we can mount this on there as an extender, so we can get a little more turning radius on there. And they give us a set of lithium batteries, which is great. If you've ever used standard alkaline batteries, if you have an outdoor thermometer or something like that, the remote unit sits outside, the cold weather just kills the alkaline battery, so lithium is not affected by the cold, so that's the way you want to go. And the other thing we have in here is the Blink module. So this is the little module that comes with, it's kind of like an interface. There's a code on the back, and here's the cord, and they give us a little power pack. So this unit will go together, and it's going to get put inside. Any place you want, some place between your wireless router or wireless modem in your home and the camera. And it'll give you a signal strength light, so you can't really mess it up. So this is kind of interesting. The other thing that I did was, this is a cloud-based camera, so some of the information is going to be on the cloud, but a limited capacity. What I did was I went ahead and got myself some external storage, 256 gig. This kind of external storage is really cheap these days, so I just went ahead and got this. I'm going to plug it right into this little USB port in the side, and I'll be able to record information rather than having the system, record what it can up to my limit on the cloud and then overwrite. So if I don't want it to overwrite, you need to get some kind of external storage. So what I'm going to do is I already took a look to see where I want to mount this system, and I have a general idea. The first step with the camera is to download the app on your cell phone or your iPad. Once you have the app, you're going to put the module together, and you're going to go plug this in inside, and you're going to follow the instructions for the setup procedure. Okay, I just wanted to get up here and actually hold the Blink unit up so I can kind of get a general idea where I can mount it. I got the app running on my phone. You can kind of see me in the camera there, and I can tell that that's going to pick up a good part of my walkway, and that's pretty much exactly where I want it. Let me grab some tools, and I'm going to get this thing mounted. The tools we're going to use today is going to be a cordless drill. I have a regular cordless drill, a DeWalt unit. It's a nice drill. I get a lot of use out of this. I have a set of drill bits. So this is a drill index. There you go. So this is my drill index, and I have a choice of a lot of different bits and things in there. I use this for most of my projects. It's not a bad thing, aside from the mounting the camera unit. It's not a bad thing to have yourself a good quality drill index. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with it. Keeps everything organized in there, and I get a tremendous amount of use out of this. So this is a good thing to add to your kit. I have a Phillips screwdriver, which is what I'm going to use to drive in the two mounting screws. You can put a drill driver Phillips tip in this drill here, and drive it in, but since the base is just plastic, the drill's more suited in this case to drilling holes and driving bigger screws. This is something, since it's a more delicate material, I prefer to drive it by hand. It's only about a 1/2 inch into the wall material, so I'm not too worried about it. I have a pencil with a vicious tip on it. It's a crazy looking tip, and you don't need the knife. I just like to sharpen my pencils with it. And I have a level. This is a Greenlee level. This is probably way out of a homeowner league. This is an electrician's level, but a level is a handy thing to have. And I'm sure I could hold the camera and get it level, so the video looks good. But I'm just going to level it while I'm up there. So I'm going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the mount. So this mount can mount directly to the house. This is an extender. I'm going to use the extender. One of the things I will do is hold it up on the wall where I want it. You can see this is pretty thick material. I mean, I could get it with my crazy pencil, but the holes in this piece are exactly the same. So it's going to be very easy to get to. So I'm just going to use this piece. I'm going to go up and I'm going to mark where I want to put this on my ladder using 3 points of contact. So I really just want to be roughly in the center. I'm not too worried about measuring this. I can, after all these years of doing electrical work, I can pretty much see where center and level is right away. So since that's it, it's going to mark the holes. Okay, so those are my two points, and this is pine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pre-drill this a little bit. I'm not too worried about this wood splitting. It's just going to make it easier for me to screw the fasteners in. Okay. These are the two mounting screws, and I'm just going to pull them right out of there eventually. And I can see the size, so what I want to do is I want to pick a bit, or a drill bit that's going to be the right size for that. I don't want to go too big or too small. I just want to take some of the material out. So I'm going to use this bit here, and that is a 20, it happens to be a 3/32. I'm going to chuck that in my drill. Okay, that's that. I'll grab my screws, grab my level, and my screwdriver. Just going to pre-drill these a little bit. We're not going in very far. All right, that's that. And I got my screws. Of course, I have a screw in my mouth. It's a very bad habit. Usually it's wire nuts or something like that. When you're an electrician, you have to have 12 hands. Drop my screw in there. I'm just going to put my, rather than putting this up and then watching that screw fall back out and chase it all over the porch, I'm going to put the screw in. I'm going to stick my screwdriver tip in there, and I'm going to stick it in the hole. And as you can see, with the hole being pre-drilled, there's really not much. I could put this in, I could tighten this up with 2 fingers. There's really no real work involved in that. And I'm just snugged it up enough that it stays lined up with the other hole. Do our second screw. Okay, and just snugging it. We don't need to ratchet it in there. And that's one of the reasons a lot of guys like to use a cordless drill for everything. And the cordless drill certainly is a great tool. It's got its place, but I don't think it's for things like this. You could take this drill, and if you had the clutch settings set wrong on there, this has all kinds of different clutch settings on it. So I leave mine set to drill all the time, but 3 is very light. I can hold that with 2 fingers. You start getting your clutch setting up a little higher, it's a little harder to hold on to. And then 15 is drill, so you can't hold on to that. So if you leave it on drill all the time like I do, and I just throttle back on it when I need to, you could drive that screw right through the plastic. So really, why take a chance with it? So you can see in the back of the XT2 unit, there's a little opening around the, it's a rubber seal. It's the same button you pull down to get the back off of. So that's going to give us our weatherproof seal. And you know, here's the little mount that we just installed. So this snaps straight on. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. So that's straight on there, and I have a lot of movement here, so I can really get this exactly where we want it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of aim it the way I think it should go, because I want to make sure I pick up the front porch and things like that. And I'm just going to throw my level on it, because while I have a couple different angles, either way it's still going to stay level. Okay, so there we are right there. Now I have a downward motion, I have a side-to-side motion, but either way the camera's going to stay level. One thing I didn't mention when I set up my first camera was putting the batteries in this thing. And they make it pretty easy for you. Slide latch down, lift cover off from bottom. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on this button, and I'm going to pull up on the bottom. Either it's going to come off or I'll break something. There you go. Nice gasketed cover on there to keep any water and dust out. And you can see that there's the battery holder, and the battery's only going one way. You can see on the AA battery there's a plus right there. So in this case the battery will go up this way like that, and the other battery will go in the opposite. You can see the plus is at the top, and you'll get the battery in that way there. And then we just snap the back on there, and it just goes straight in, and you're going to kind of squeeze it around the edges. You hear a click if I stop talking. There you go, ready to go. Okay, with the success of camera number 1 installation, I want to move on to camera number 2 for some driveway coverage. Same camera, same mounts that we used on the first one. I also did purchase an aftermarket mount for this Blink camera. And as you can see, it's got an extended mount. It's got more adjustability. Actually, let me show you this side. It's got 360 degrees. You could turn this thing, and it comes with a sun or rain shield on this unit. I think I'm going to go with the amount. I'm going to tilt the camera down because I don't want people on the road, triggering my camera. I think what I'm going to do is maybe use a piece of this other kit, since we already own this thing. This is the mount that comes in there, and it's got a lot of adjustability and things like that, so it's a really nice mount. But for now, I'm thinking I'm going to just try to take my Blink camera, and if this will work, pull the bottom off, and then we have the sun shield portion. I'm just going to stick the camera right inside. So that seems to fit pretty good. And then snap the camera, let's have the back on there. Okay, that's in there good. And I think that will do it. So now I kind of combine both pieces, and now I have a sun and rain shield that I'm going to use with this camera. So I'm just going to hop up there. I'm going to mark the holes. Let's see what we can do without dropping the camera on the ground. All right, so same thing as we did with the other unit. We're going to mount it up here. I'm just going to center it by eye, because my eyes are like a tape measure and level put together. That's what I tell myself and anyone that will listen. Take the camera, we have our sealed area on the back, just like camera number 1. We're gonna line it right up on the back there. Snaps right on, nothing to it.